with a farmer and his wife. There is a place I dreamed we'd go when we were married. There is a dog and a cat too, and a happy family out there. That's what I see when I think of you.
I'll come home from an alternate life, and all I ever wanted was for you to be my wife.
Your wife.
In my heart,
In my heart.
we are together.
Together.
Just you and I.
Just you and
burning
I.
pets forever.
What is a home for if not to have love? What is a home for without love? What is a home for if you don't have love?
What is a home for if you don't have love? Although I look in your eye and I see the origin of our pain. Back when it all began, back when from me you did refrain. The first time you refrained from me, and in your eyes I see.
No, it isn't true. My love is true. My love is you.
But my heart is now redacted. Because of you is why I reacted. And now I see a pain inside. My heart is split open wide.
One more year till we get married. One more year till we're hand in hand. We will march down the aisle, and I will say that I love you. Big Willie, is there any person here who says we cannot be married?
You did this first. And now my heart is fit to burst.
Sorry for my affair.
I feel the pain in my heart. You were first, which makes you the very worst. And now, from you I must part. We have to eat quickly, as they're literally on fire right now.
You can have the last piece.
Oh, this is really good.
Really good. And they're dying.
Oh. When there's cake on the table, you do what you're able. You just gotta save your friends. But if there's cake on the table, the thing that you're able to do, it might just end.
When there's cake on a plate and your friend who skates is standing in a pyre of fire, there's a pea on the floor, and what's more, I know the flames are going higher, but I prefer to be with you. I prefer to be with you. While they are turning into stew, I prefer to be with you.
I prefer to be with you. I prefer to be with you. While they are melting into glue, I prefer to be with you.
Well, it's good to be eaten. You can't say you were beaten when your friends are burning up.
When there's cake on the table, it's just a little fable that you know that you're not.
You don't want to waste the food, 'cause that would be rude, even though they're screaming more.
And when it's all good and all of their blood is running down onto the floor,
I would rather be with you.
I would rather be with you.
While the face on their faces are turning blue, I would rather be with you. I would rather be with you.
I would rather be with you. While they're burning on top of some volcano, I would rather be with you. When you're eating cream, you can hear their screams, but you just carry anchovy in your mouth.
When you're having champagne, you can hear their pain, but hey, all our feelings have all gone south.
When you're eating cream cheese, you can just hear, please, just get me out, it's getting hotter.
When you're eating scones and all your compassion has gone, I would rather be with you. I would rather be with you. When they are turning into something new, I would rather be with you.
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 When their bones and skin are falling through,
I would rather be with you. And when their skin has sloughed off completely and they're dead on the floor, all I'm gonna do is look at the table and say, is there a little bit more?
When their skin has melted and people their stones have pelted, I'm gonna look at you and ask for more.
Ask for more. I would rather be with you. I would rather be with you. When all their living days are through, I would rather be with you. I would rather be with you. I would rather be with you. I would rather be with you.
When they're in those flames and they're going up the flue.
When they are dead and reincarnated as a canoe.
When they are up there in the great blue.
Well,
I would rather be with you. Let's have some more cake. If I were to pay you anything, all you need is a little bit of singing. Thank you. I'll stuff my pocket, just write it on my docket, and I'll never pay you anything. All you need is a little bit of franc. You don't want any money when you have heard me. Thank you for the stuff that you have given me. The future's bright as we can see, because you love the voice of Frank. Oh, I could promise you a pyramid. I could promise you a swim with a giant squid. I could promise you a trip on the QE2. That's a boat for anyone who doesn't know. I could promise you a fifth of the sky. I could promise you diamonds until you die. But you just love the voice of Frank. I give you dinosaur bones to take to your home. I give you an aeroplane. I give you dinner each night, a girl of your delight, and I give you half of Spain. I'd give you all the things in the British Museum, anything you wanted if you could see them, because you love the voice of, oh, Blue Eyes in a Charm. Just take this in my pocket, like I said, gonna put it on my docket. Just put these things on my account. Thank you, and I will travel here, arrive one day, and I will see you anyway, because you love the voice of, because yes, you love the voice of, because yes, you love the voice of Frank. And that's taking it from you, baby.
you've got everything, you've got it all, and we've got nothing, nothing at all, and we're both looking at you up there on your high horse. I've got nothing, you've got everything, you've got freedom, what am I left with? And you judge me from up there on your high horse. It's time to get down from your high horse. It's time to stop talking down from up there.
Hello and welcome to Showstopper Livestream, where we will create the musical of your dreams here tonight from our studio here in Islington. Have a look, everyone. Everyone wave at the people at home. Fantastic. You can see that's what we're doing here. We are making everything up on the spot. Absolutely everything you see tonight is going to be improvised from suggestions that you give us. That's the songs and the music and the dancing, insofar as we can do dancing on screen. It's all going to be made up from your amazing suggestions. So, for that, we of course need your suggestions. And you can see if you're on YouTube Live and there is a chat, and you can type things into the chat if you're logged in, and you can give us all your suggestions. So please do that. First of all, you can give us suggestions for things that can happen in the show, moments you'd like to happen as well. If you see someone else's suggestion that you like, just say, yes, that's great, because then we know that that's there. And we have Mr. Andrew Pugsley's there on the chat. You may have often seen him in this chair. He's now on the chat, and he'll be talking to you back and forth and putting some of those suggestions to us so we can incorporate them in the show. So that's how it's all going to work. We're going to make it all up from scratch. And the first thing we need is a setting for the show. So if you've got any suggestions, quickly put them in now. A setting for the show. What will the show be about? Where will it be set? And I can see a bunch of suggestions have already been come in. Thank you so much for that. So let's see what we have got here. I'm going to pick a few of them and then throw them out to the cast, and the cast can pick the one that we're going to do tonight. Okay, let's have a look here. First of all, I can see a lot of people have said that it should be set on Mars. That's a fantastic idea, of course, with all the news out of NASA. That's a really exciting idea. So Mars, amazing. That's from Matthew Malik plus many other people. What else have we got here? Pat Tanner has suggested a language school. I think that's a really cool idea. A language school. Emily S., I think, set on a super yacht. Very interesting. So a super yacht, Mars, a language school, and I'm going to have one more. I'm going to choose Hannah Lamond. This is interesting. Hannah Lamond has suggested a novelist telling his story about falling in love. Really interesting setting. Okay, all right, over to you guys. You've got a novelist telling a story about falling in love, Mars, a super yacht, and a language room. Okay, guys, what do you want?
Oh, I'm just not sure.
I feel like there's room for some combinations there. Too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like novelist telling the story of falling in love, zero gravity Mars.
Yeah, let's make it harder for ourselves. Thanks, Josh.
No, hard pass, okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there's this rule in improv called yes, say yes to everything. We are demonstrating the finely honed skills of the Showstopper, just going, Josh, that's a stupid idea, please no. Okay, back to you guys.
A bit of me feels like historically it's a big historical moment that we landed on Mars, but then also I find space frightening.
Me too,
Yeah.
and what we didn't land on Mars, a little machine did, you know.
What about the novelist? I mean, I
like
feel
a
like the
novelist.
novelist was a nice idea.
The
Let's
novelist
start with the novelist
Let's start with the novelist.
and see if we can get everything in.
To Mars!
Wow, okay, so just so you know, so many people will be disappointed tonight. So we're going to start with... that's a lovely idea, though. Okay, we'll start with the novelist. There may be elements, no promises, of Mars and language schools and all sorts, but we're going to start with a novelist. That is the setting. Okay, that's all we need. Again, throw in all your other suggestions, not for settings now. We've done that, thank you so much, but all the other things and twists and turns that could happen as the show continues. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a show, the structure of which is a novelist writing his novel about falling in love. Over to you. It is your musical.
Well, that's a good question. I suppose it started on a yacht. If I'm honest, it started on a yacht. It was... We're going back a little way now, 20 years, I suppose? But it was love. It was true love. And, it was quite a party. It really was quite a party.
It's a glorious day, isn't it? The sun is shining. Oh, we're so lucky.
Oh, I love being on the upper deck with you, Sylvia. Breathing in the fresh sea air.
It is such a wonderful yacht. You must be so pleased that you've got it, Sylvia.
I've done really rather well for myself. I mean, yes, my father gave me a lot of money, it's true, but I feel like it's something that God gave me. Wouldn't you say, Gerald?
Absolutely, I think you were born to be this person with this yacht.
As I stand here, looking out to the sea, I feel free. Surrounded by friends who love me not just for my money. a glass of champagne in my hand, and I cannot see the land, and I feel free.
What I'd like to say is thank you for letting me bring my new find with me. I don't know if you've met the novelist, Charles Deviere.
Charles Deviere, wonderful to meet you.
Well, he is a handsome one, isn't he?
Oh, yes, well, he is. I did think that he might be quite your type, Gerald.
Wherever did you find him?
Oh, well, I was walking past the gallery, you know, my gallery, and I was talking, and I was thinking, oh, wouldn't it be fun and fine to find someone new, someone who could challenge things, and then, amazingly, he was there with my agent, and we got talking, and he was enchanting.
Well, I can see it in his eyes.
And there was something about him that made me feel free.
Come with me, Francis. We must go to the kitchen and get some nibbles.
Yeah, you two boys have a chat.
Well, are you working on anything interesting at the moment?
Well, I'm just coming to the end of my first novel. I'm hoping it'll be a big splash. No pun intended. So this is extraordinary. This is beautiful. I mean, how long have you had this yacht?
Oh, this is Cynthia's yacht.
Oh, Cynthia Sylvia, yes.
Cynthia Sylvia. We travel with her everywhere she goes. Keep her company. Even the rich need friends.
He's close to me, he's standing very close, you see. And I stand here looking out to sea. And I feel free. For the first time in my life, I feel free.
Are you enjoying being here on this deck?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's not just the fresh air or the climate or the frankly astounding seafood buffet.
The blue water matches your eyes.
And he's flirting with me, and suddenly I don't know what I should see, but I feel free. I feel free.
Well, maybe some other time you might read me some excerpts from your novel.
Oh, yes, I'd be very happy to.
So my father called me Cynthia, and then my friends called me Sylvia, so I thought, why not hyphenate it? Why not be completely hyphenated?
Well, why not? What do you think? Do you think they're getting on? I just thought that maybe there's something about Charles Deviere that I think could bring out something serious in Gerald, something real. You know, he's always so surface and flirty-gurdy, and I thought, bring him something that could really root him, you know?
Well, I want to believe you, Francis. I really do, of course. And you've brought so many for Gerald, but...
Oh, so many, because there was Harold and Jeffrey, and don't forget Steve. I mean, the way he treated him, what could you believe?
And there was Rupert and Gertie and Father Tom. Well, we didn't know where he was going or where he came from.
But I think this one could be a change, something to make him really feel. He could feel the way we feel. He could feel free.
Oh, freedom on the 7 seas. Freedom, it feels nice. Freedom on the 7 seas. But freedom comes with a price. Freedom on the 7 seas. Freedom, it feels so nice. Freedom on the 7 seas. But freedom comes with a price.
Well, I've always been footloose and fancy-free and enjoyed this life. I think you should come with us on this journey. Since we're on a boat and you can't get off, it seems that you are coming with
You
us.
will come with us, won't you, Charles?
Oh, say you'll come, Charles.
And I kissed him beneath the stars, and I slept with her in my arms, and I was so filled with the joys of the world and its charms. the seven seas. Freedom, it feels so nice. Freedom on the seven seas. But freedom comes with a price. Oh, freedom comes with a price. Freedom comes with a price. I mean, if I'm honest, thinking back, it was debauchery for a while, but for a young man like me, it was exciting. I was full of life, and they were all such extraordinary characters. Generous, wealthy, eccentric, ambitious, rich, very, very rich.
And if I'm honest, for me, he was just a bit of a plaything. There were many that came and went. There was Gerald and Simon and the firemen. Oh, yes, all of the firemen.
I think it is time that he actually listed, in fact, all of the people that he has seen. He's doing so well, with a brief summary of every single one. In this number, which will be done in the style suggested by... by Becky Roberts. She says, I've seen this show many times now, keeps requesting Joseph and an amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, but not seen it yet. This is a perfect time to find out about all the various people that Gerald has been seeing over the years. Back to you guys.
Well, let me tell you about all of the people that have come and gone in my life. Well, I've seen many a man in my day.
My day.
There's been many that have come and gone. Living footloose and fancy free has always been the way for me. But now I think I won't go on. Because there was Gerald and Penelope. They were very different. And there was Stephen and Michael. They were both the same. And Samuel, he's a fireman. And Gerald, he's a cop. And if you ever thought it would end, it just won't stop. There's more and more and others, and then there's all the same. There's more and more and others, and then there are those that are the same. There's more and more and others, and then there are those that are the same. There's more and more and others, and then there are those that are the same. Michael, didn't know you were on the boat here with me today.
Yeah, right. I'm just here on the boat with you today, Gerald. What's going on? Why don't you call me anymore?
Oh, I hope you aren't upset. Our affair was more of a fleeting thing for me, and I hope you don't hold any grudges.
That's just like you, Gerald. You know what? You're gonna have to be careful because you're gonna end up alone.
And there's one and another and another and another, and then there are those that are the same. There's one and another and another and another, and then there is all the same. One and another and another, and then there are those that are the same. One and another and another, and then there are those that are the same.
Gerald, it's me, Marcel, from the language school.
Yes, Marcel, you were very talented with your tongue.
Oh, you remember. Perhaps we go below decks and I can show you again, huh?
Many, many languages, yes.
I see you later.
Bye-bye.
Ooh, Gerald, it's me. I've done your chimney. Now perhaps you'd like to come and have some fun with me. Like we used to. You remember, Gerald?
Oh, of course I do, Steve. I'll meet you on the deck later on.
Ooh, on the deck. I can't wait. I'll have me dino rod ready.
Hi, Gerald. It's me. Don't forget me, Bob the Builder.
Oh, Bob, you're looking strong.
That's right. I've been building up my muscles.
Well, I hope you haven't been dwelling on our past relationship. I've moved on.
Well, you might have moved on, but I haven't moved on. I built a house the other day and I called it Gerald's house, even though the owner's called Bernard.
You see, there's one and another and another, and at the end they're all the same. You see, there's one and another and another, and at the end
back at it now, it was a much more debauched environment than I'd initially remembered. But I was just one of a number of lovers. And I didn't mind. Not at the time, I didn't mind at all. I was happy. And I felt like I was living. I started writing down everything that was happening. I screwed up all my plans for the first novel that I had nearly finished, and I started writing this experience, this visceral, psychosexual awakening of a young man out there on this superb yacht, surrounded by these extraordinary characters. It was time for me, of course, to catch up with Babs, who had brought me there in the first place. So we stood on the deck. It was beautiful.
So windy.
Yes, it's flowing through my hair.
Yes, look at your hair.
Yeah.
It's amazing. There's so much of it.
Thank you so much for taking me on this trip.
Seagulls.
I've had my eyes opened, I think it's fair to say.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Gerald.
Yes. And one and another and another and another.
Oh, yes, I shouldn't have invited all of his ex-lovers on this trip, as well as you. I don't know what I was thinking. My plan was to have him fall for you. Oh.
To fall for me.
Well, you seem like such a serious man, and he's such a frivolous man, and I thought he just needs someone to root him, you know?
Not literally.
Well, yes, and to keep him grounded. Both. All.
I have to say I'm a little surprised.
Oh, really?
I thought this was a spontaneous awakening, but now I see that you've planned it.
Oh, well, I haven't exactly planned it. I mean, I've planned many things for Gerald. I'm not really sure why I'm so bothered about his love life, but I am.
Are you in love with him?
What?
Are you in love with Gerald?
Yes, I am. Unfortunately, he's not in love with me.
And so you bring him your lovers?
Yes. Well, you see, when a woman loves a man the way that I love him, she'd do anything she can to put a smile on his face. That's all she wants from that wonderful, wonderful man. When a woman loves a man the way that I love him, I know it seems strange to say, she'd put anything to make him happy in his way. I get joy from his joy, my wonderful boy. I get joy from his joy, my wonderful boy. When a woman loves a man the way that I craved him, it seems it's not too much to give him everything to have and to touch. When a woman loves a man the way that I love him, is it too much to see that I would sacrifice anything for his joy and his glee? Oh, his joy, my wonderful boy, it's all for my boy. For his joy, my wonderful boy, it's all for his joy.
See, I was starting to feel very much out of my depth. What started as a spontaneous wild party had actually been revealed as something of a deception, and I wasn't sure what to think. I also couldn't get anywhere. I couldn't get to land. I was stuck with them for the foreseeable future.
Look, Babs, look! I think that's Mars. Isn't that Mars we can see?
Yes, that is Mars we can see.
Cynthia was obsessed with Mars.
It's amazing, isn't it? One day they say we're going to get there. One day they say we're going to land on it. I wouldn't be surprised if I get to be there. I'll put all my money into NASA. That's what I'll do.
Also, imagine having a yacht on Mars, Cynthia.
Is there any water on Mars?
Oh, well, I hope not, because all I drink is champagne. Oh, what a life!
When you love a man the way that I love him, you just want to please.
And the moon.
And it may seem degrading to get down on your knees, but I would give him anything. I'd give him Mars
my boat if you're going to be down the docks.
You'll have to excuse me. I think I've drunk a little too much champagne.
It's impossible!
Oh, I think I may have scared him a little.
I'll go check on the boy.
Careful, Gerald.
I mean, the fully grown man.
Okay.
Careful, Gerald.
You right, Babs?
Yes, it's just when a woman loves a man the way that I love him, despite doing all that she could, she'll never get the love from him that she feels that she should. When a woman loves a man the way that I love him, it's just no hope. And that wonderful man over there has me at the end of my road. Oh, my boy, my wonderful boy is all his joy, my boy. My wonderful boy. I have no joy but for my wonderful, wonderful boy.
Now we have various suggestions, which I think would be really interesting to put in at this point. So I'm just going to chuck a couple out there. One is there have been many requests for pirates. Now, I'm aware that's going to maybe push us into the silly, and this is a very beautiful story, but nonetheless, there may be some pirates. Another thing is, the suggestion is that they go into the Bermuda Triangle. I like that. Let's see where the story takes us.
You see, we were close to the Bermuda Triangle, and as we started to drift in, a mist began to descend. I remember it was like entering a forest somehow of the sea. Everything became murky, misty. We were lost. So I decided what I should do is turn my back on this debauched behavior and instead become professional, almost like a journalist, analytical, analyze these characters, not relate to them in the sexual way that I had done before, but get to know them, get under their skin. Sorry, not like that. Just get to know them.
Charles!
Ah, Gerald.
Charles, you look slightly unwell.
I feel a little queasy, perhaps.
Yes.
Entering the Bermuda Triangle.
Here, have a Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, thank you very much.
Put it in your mouth. It's the only way medicine works. Well, there are other ways, but we'll do this one for now.
Have you got another photography exhibition coming up?
Oh, yes, not for months to come, but
Oh, I know. I think we should see some of the photographs at the very least. He's got some with him. I think we see a few of the photographs and he explains why he took them. I didn't realise he had an artistic side. This is fantastic. Let's go back and find out.
Oh, yes, I do. I've got several of the pictures here. I focused my last case on animal studies, but just the really small, cuddly kind doing ferocious things.
I see.
Yes, have a look at this one. This is a honey badger stroking a cactus.
It moves in the light, doesn't it? It
Yes.
actually glints.
Yes, and you can see the dilemma that the honey badger is going through, being drawn to stroke the cactus while being hurt by the prickly spines of the cactus as well.
Yeah, it speaks on a number of levels.
Number of levels. And this one here.
Yes.
A penguin imitating his friend the walrus. Yes. So still, so beautiful, looking out at the horizon, wondering why he was born a penguin and not a walrus.
You certainly have an eye for capturing the moment.
Yes.
And what about this one?
Oh, he's just ill, dreaming of a day he can go outside again.
Yes. Well,
Charles! Gerald! Quick! Please! There's pirates! I think they're pirates. Either the pirates or someone thought we were doing fancy dress today and we're not doing fancy dress today. That's Thursday.
what do you mean, Sylvia? Where?
Upstairs on the upper deck. Please come. Please, they say they're going to take everything.
What are we supposed to do?
Good question, but whatever they do, it's going to be in the style of Simon Edgeworth suggested Les Miserables.
I ran up to the poop deck, and there I saw a whole band of them. They'd managed to board the yacht. I suppose the mist descending, we couldn't see them coming. We were a sitting duck, an easy target. And they were a terrifying bunch.
You on the poop deck, listen to this. No one is coming to save you here. We have taken over your yacht. Just a loaf of bread, so you say. You think that you take my life away. I've come here to tell you no, sorry.
'Cause top is bottom, and bottom now rules the world. Yes, top is bottom, and this yacht is ours to take. Yes, top is bottom, and bottom rules the world. Yes, top is bottom, your slaves.
I convinced them all with a story. If they shared their lives with me, I'd share the glory. And I listened to their tale as the stars went overhead. It was much preferable to winding up dead.
I was not always a pirate. I lived a peaceful life on a farm. Then an army came, and my family slain. I took to the seas and scars.
I had much the same life, you see. I had a wife, but she ran free. And now it seems like my destiny is piracy.
All I did was steal a loaf of bread, but then they said that enough was enough. And so I came onto the 7 seas and decided to return.
Top is the bottom, and the bottom is the top. Top is the bottom. We will never stop. 'Cause top is the bottom, and the bottom is the top. Top is the bottom, and we will never stop.
So you say, sir, that you can make us famous and rich without us having to steal.
What will you give us, sir? What will you give us to guarantee that you're speaking the truth, sir?
It was a good question. All I could do was show them the words that I'd written on the page. And I held it up under the failing light, and I showed them how I could tell them their story.
We're pirates, we can't read.
Oh, that was a stereotypical George.
Some of them were stereotypical, others enlightened.
I see written on this page such words that make me feel, and it has got rid of my rage, and I no longer wish to steal.
I see myself there in those words. When before I felt like I was alone, and now I see my story is one to be told, one to be shared, one to be heard, one to be known.
'Cause top is bottom, bottom is top, top is the bottom. Our piracy will stop.
I can finally
Top
feel
is the bottom, and bottom is the top.
and this is
Top is the bottom. My piracy will stop. 'Cause top is the bottom, and bottom is the top. Top is the bottom. My piracy must stop. Top is the bottom, and bottom is the top. Top is the bottom. Our piracy must stop.
So it was that the pirates stayed on the boat as we drifted deep into the Bermuda Triangle. The boat, of course, was packed by this point. There were far too many people. But as the days drifted on, they presented me with a choice. Either I could join their crew and go off on further adventures, or stay here on the super yacht with Sylvia, Cynthia, and Gerald and Babs. It was an extraordinary and exquisite moment. Which way should I go? Perhaps a defining moment in my life. And indeed, the decision I made was defining. Sadly, I made the wrong one.
Well, it's another evening, and now the pirates seem to be much quieter. Perhaps a little champagne on the poop deck.
A little champagne, why not?
Oh, you seem very...
You've never sighed at champagne before.
No. What's that word? Ennui. I see ennui.
I just rather feel like my boat's been taken over, you know. We're supposed to be my friends. And now there are these ruffians there. And Charles, you want to spend all your time with them?
Well, not all my time, no. I've decided I'd like to stay here with you. I think they're leaving in the morning and going back to their own ship.
I must say you had us rather nervous that you would choose piracy over the finer.
Well, why, Gerald? Would you miss me?
Yes, would you, Gerald?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Why haven't you said that until now?
Well, I was preoccupied with the pirates.
You were preoccupied
tell
with
the
the many
truth.
others, with Steve and this one and this one and that one, because I don't think you ever felt true love in your life, Gerald.
Please, no fighting on my boat. This boat's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be having fun.
Well, we're not having fun, Sylvia, Cynthia. We're not having fun.
Well, it seems like you have a lot to say, Charles.
Yes, it rather does, Charles. What's this all about, Charles? You know, you can't just come on here and start commanding what we do. Charles, Charles the writer. What have you ever actually written, Charles?
Nothing yet. But I will one day. I will write something of real significance. I will write a novel that will shock the world. Shock you out of this utopia that you live in.
Oh, it's a utopia, is it? A utopia?
Yes, you don't live in the real world.
And he continues, but now the style of music turns by Michael Olivier to the style of Hadestown.
None of you live in the real world. You don't even live on terra firma. You have this floating island of opulence and luxury where you indulge yourself as if you're Greek gods.
Well, I don't know. This champagne tastes mighty real to me.
Because maybe you just don't know what you're tasting, Charles.
Maybe you don't know what joy is, Charles.
Maybe you've been depriving yourself of what's really real. What's at the core of what you really want to do.
I'm not the one who's been depriving myself, Gerald. You're depriving yourself of true love. All of you deflecting, all of the time. It's not just the multiple lovers, or palming me off onto someone else, or floating above it all as if you're some bizarre goddess watching from afar. All of you are avoiding real feelings, real intimacy.
Well, we seem to all have problems. But who's the writer who hasn't written a book?
Yes! Rather there he stands alone and tells us who is who. But really, Charles, my friend, well, darling, who are you?
Who are you?
Well, there he stands in his high judgment place. Well, frankly, Charles, who here is the real disgrace?
Well, there he sits telling us all what to do. But the real issue, Charles, is you.
You're going overboard, overboard, and I mean it literally. You're going overboard. You're going overboard. You're going overboard, overboard, and I mean it literally. You're going overboard, overboard.
So tell us, Charles, what is it that you have to say? Come on, throw a little bit more judgment my way.
Give us a little bit, just a word or two. Explain to us about you. Say something, Charles.
Say something, Charles.
Say something,
Say something, Charles. Oh, suddenly the novelist has nothing to say.
Say something.
Say something.
Say
bed that night beneath the lone pole star. And I leapt into a pirate ship, and it took me real far. I'm going overboard. I'm going overboard. I mean, I'm literally going overboard. I'm going overboard. I'm going overboard. I mean, I'm literally going overboard. Praise the Lord, I'm going overboard. I'm going overboard. I mean, I'm literally going overboard. Out of my mind, I'm going overboard. I'm going overboard. I mean, I'm literally going.
You're literally going.
Oh yeah, I'm literally going. Oh yeah, I'm literally going overboard.
Fantastic. Okay, and as we reach the end of the first half of this musical, with him going overboard and joining the pirates, we're going to have an intermission now. So I want you to go away now, and the very important thing you can do, all your amazing suggestions are there, is think of the title of this musical. So suggest titles for the musical, and then we'll pick one of those titles, and that's what we'll use to drive the second half of the show. Okay, fantastic. Have an amazing time. Keep your suggestions going, and that's it. See you in 10 minutes.
Kate asks, how do you learn all the different musical theatre styles? By listening to them.
We research and we work hard. There's no shortage of work. There's no shortcuts to hard work. The only way to do it is to work hard.
And play hard.
Are you reading them this quickly?
No.
Chris says,
What's the most favourite musical you've put together and why? Oh, this is a great question. And my favourite musical, I mean, actually I probably have about 15 out of 1,100 and something or other, would be the Monopoly board one, which was called You've Got to Pick a Property or Two.
yeah.
And it was really great. It was set
And
on
it was
a Monopoly
literally
board.
inside a Monopoly board.
Yeah, so it was these people. It was a bit like Jumanji. So we were playing Monopoly on a night and a night out, and then we all got sucked into the board, and we had to find our way out.
Now that you mention that, that's my favourite.
Oh,
It's my turn.
Oh, it's your turn. You
Yeah,
pick. Sorry,
all right.
I was
just because you're the brains.
yeah.
Doesn't
and
mean
you're the brawn.
That's right.
And the beauty.
And the
Come on.
sex appeal.
That's brilliant. I
Cram
feel like
them all in there, Chris.
Chris Wall's really getting value for tweet there.
Yeah,
That's good.
VFT.
VFT.
Is there anything that you're sick of having requested?
Yes.
Yes.
For me, it might be Les Mis, but don't tell anyone.
Who would win in a fight of all of the cast?
Phil.
is it a physical fight or is it like a quiz?
Oh, if it's a quiz, then it's a whole different situation.
If you and I had to fight, had 2 rounds, one was physical fight,
Tattoo
and
rounds?
one was a physical fight, and one was a quiz. You'd win the quiz, and I'd win the fight.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got to bring your skills to Showstopper. We've all got different skills.
Pippa's is physical fighting and mine is quizzes. None of them is singing or dancing.
Improv your life.
Improv your life.
Improv your life.
Improv your life.
If you're feeling pain and strife,
Improv your life.
Look at you. You've got everything. You've got it all, and we've got nothing. Nothing at all, and we're both looking at you up there on your high horse. I've got nothing. You've got everything. You've got freedom. What am I left with? And you judge me from up there on your high horse. It's time to get down from your high horse. It's time to stop talking down from up there. It's time to get down from your high horse, or else I'll knock you out. Yet I swear. It's time to get down from your high horse. It's time to get down from up there.
got something inside of your soul that says you wanna go out and find a lady called Joan. Well, that lady can love you good if you go and hang about in her neighborhood, yeah. It is your time with that lady. It is your time with that girl.
You see, Rock, I'm anxious, don't you see? Because I'm nervous about losing my virginity. But when I saw a girl like that, I thought, oh, you can be the person who will be part of my BMTO. When I saw her there in the lake, I knew that she was no fake. And though I'm on the make-up, maybe Rock, you can tell me for my sake. Is she the girl I'm supposed to be with?
It is your time with that lady.
It's my time, it's my time.
It is your time with that joy.
It's my time, it's my time.
It is your time with that lady.
It's my time, it's my time.
You gotta go and make that lady part of your home.
Now let me ask you, Rock, for a little advice, 'cause I understand that intercourse is meant to be nice. Maybe you can tell me just a little bit for fun. Maybe start by telling me how it's done.
Well, you got to respect the lady, of course, yeah. Be sure that she is keen on intercourse, yeah. You gotta get her into your bed and then remember what I said, yeah. She's a beautiful lady. Hold her in your arms and use all your charms. Kiss her on the mouth and say, I think you're the one. But only say that you think she's the one. If you think she's the one, don't say I think you're the one, because you wanna get it done, yeah. You gotta really love her right from the bottom of your soul. And it's your time with that lady.
It's my time, it's my time.
And it's your time with that girl.
It's my time, it's my time.
And it's your time with that lady.
It's my time, it's
'Cause
my
this rock
time.
knows the truth that is inside of your soul.
Well, now listen, Rock, you've been helpful, it's true, but I just got one more question now for you.
Lay it on me.
Where do I find that girl? She disappeared in the night in the lake in a whirl.
You wanna go up to Glenda Jackson. You'll find her there inside a fraction of a tent that she tried to put up. Don't you see? She didn't have enough pegs. She needed 5. She only had 3.
I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna find that girl.
You're gonna find
I'm
her.
gonna find
You're gonna
her.
find
I'm
her.
gonna find
You're
her.
gonna find
I'm gonna
her.
find that girl.
And it's your time with that lady. And it's your time with that girl. It is your time with that lady. Beside this rock, this rock, this rock, this rock, this rock knows your soul. I mean, she's ace, I mean, she's wonderful, but she's never gonna give her heart exclusively to you. I mean, she's ace, but she's never gonna be entirely yours.
She's fabulous, you know, but there's no way that you're gonna go anywhere without brown owl. That's your life and how.
Mother and daughter, we're a team. Ain't nothing gonna come between.
Mother, daughter, yeah, we're a dream team. Can't you see?
I mean, she's ace, but she'll never be yours. I mean, she's ace, but she'll never be yours.
So you're saying if I took her out, guides all she'd wanna talk about? Are you saying if I went on one knee, she'd say, I love you, but the guides are for me? Are you saying if we're man and wife, I won't be the most important thing in her life? Are you saying she might not be the girl for me?
That's exactly what we're saying.
She's ace, but she'll never be yours. She's ace, but she'll never be yours.
fire right now.
You can have the last piece.
Oh, this is really good.
Really good. And they're dying.
Oh. When there's cake on the table, you do what you're able. You just gotta save your friends. But if there's cake on the table, the thing that you're able to do, it might just end.
When there's cake on a plate and your friend who skates is standing in a pyre of fire, there's a pea on the floor, and what's more, I know the flames are going higher, but I prefer to be with you. I prefer to be with you. While they are turning into stew, I prefer to be with you.
I prefer to be with you. I prefer to be with you. While they are melting into glue, I prefer to be with you.
Well, it's good to be eaten. You can't say you were beaten when your friends are burning up.
When there's cake on the table, it's just a little fable that you know that you're not.
Hello and welcome back to the second half of our amazing musical set in, well, kind of all the suggestions that we picked. It's about a novelist writing a story, and that's the book end of it, but also it has Mars in it, it has pirates in it, it has enormous numbers of things in it as well. It has a language school. Now, we're going to find out, however, from your suggestions, what is it called, and that should really give us a steer for what happens in the second half. So I'm going to look now, a whole bunch of suggestions have come through. Thank you so much for these are brilliant. Let's have a look and see. And then again, I'll pick some suggestions, and then I will hand over to the cast and they can pick the one they want. So what have we got here? From, there's some ones that I probably not PG for me to say, but thank you very much for joining in anyway. Here we go. Let's go for Georgia P has suggested, oh yeah, very nicely, just called Love Overboard. It's very nice, Love Overboard, very good. Then we have got another one, which is from Christopher Elmer Gorry. You suggested The Seas Have Turned. Ooh. Nice. These are great. These are really emotional titles. We have here from The Ironics, fantastic handle there, and your suggestion is The Right Way to Find Love. The right spelled W-R-I-T-E. Very clever.
Great.
Gotta see that one.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to see it. Like the poster is really hilarious. And then, also give another option, Katie Dom. Katie Dom's suggestion, which is She Loves You Yacht. Oh. Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, over to you. Which one would you like?
Oh, I don't know.
What was the right about love one? I'd go for
Yeah,
that.
the right way to
love.
The right way to love.
Yeah, the right way to find love.
Oh, the right way to find love.
Great.
All right.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, the right way to find love, spelt with a W. And there'll be a lot of W's featured in the dialogue of the second half, just to make that really clear, which of course you won't hear. Okay, let's start the second half of this incredible musical entitled, quite simply, The Right Way to Find Love.
If I'm honest, my first novel was not so much of a success as I had hoped. The Right Way to Find Love was an impressive title, but the W in it caused some consternation. I had written about my experiences on the yacht, as fantastical and as extraordinary as they were. 10 years later, I was back at the gallery that Babs used to run. Of course, things were going to be very different when I ran into my old friends. After all, I had written about them, and I think it's fair to say that some of my memoirs were not flattering. But the occasion, as ever filled with champagne, was one to remember.
Here's to you, Gerald. What marvelous, marvelous paintings. Oh, photographs. I mean, they could be paintings, or are they photographs? No one knows. No one knows, Gerald.
And here's to you, Babs, for letting me use your wonderful gallery to show such animalistic favor.
And here's to you, Sylvia Cynthia, for buying it all.
Yes, here's to me. Hooray!
Hooray!
I'll drink to that.
Oh, look who's here. Oh, you might like this painting over here. It's a snake in the grass.
Ah.
It's someone who says one thing but does another. A snake in the grass. Someone who'd sell out his own mother. A snake in the grass. I think maybe you'll recognize his face. He's a snake in the grass.
Oh, you might like this one here. It's an elephant in a room. Like, who decided to bring you? An elephant in the room, he doesn't belong. An elephant in the room, something absurd about it, something that's not cool. An elephant in the room, that's you.
Or maybe like this one. It's a dinosaur. That's right. They're extinct, you see. They don't exist anymore for people like my friends and me. Yes, it's a dinosaur. It's not relevant anymore.
They're dead.
Yes, people talk about them sometimes, but they're not the things that people adore.
So here's to you. How lovely to see you. Here's to you. Look who's here. Here's to you. It's lovely to see you. Here's to you. Well, look who's here.
And the evening went on in much the same vein, and by the end of the evening, when all the guests had gone and just the four of us were left, they'd been drinking a fair amount. Their vitriol knew no bounds, and yet they hadn't thrown me out just yet.
Now, a quick suggestion has been that at some point in this scene, we want more of the photographs of animals. They'll just be in there, but don't worry too much about them. I'm sure they won't take over.
Yeah, you know what you remind me of, Charles? You remind me of a koala bear. Like that picture of that picture of the koala bear, because you know the koala bear?
Yes.
When you touch it, it's not soft. It looks all soft and cuddly and warm, but actually it feels like wire.
Well, at least I'm not clinging on to the past.
Ah, speaking of clinging, you remind me of this one over here. You see this crab? This crab with its beady little eyes. It looks cute and innocent, but what does it do? It claws on and drags its fellow crabs down to the bottom of a boiling pot.
Well, at least, Gerald, I came out of my shell.
Well, you know who you remind me of?
Goodness, she'd been drinking.
You remind me of this walrus.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a big... it's just blubber on some ice about to be eaten by a killer whale. Do you know what the killer whale is, Charles? It's me. I'm the killer whale.
And I am the walrus.
Coo-coo-coo.
How much longer are you going to keep this?
Oh, you made me look ridiculous, Charles. I read your book. You made me look like a fool, like someone to be laughed at and pitied.
You did that to Babs, and you did it to me. You made me look like someone who just doesn't even think about garish and doesn't care about where their money... I care where my money goes, Charles. I paid for all my friends and their things.
I used to have another and another and another. I haven't slept with anyone since the day your book came out!
And that, for Gerald, is saying something.
Very bad.
I mean, that man was prolific, if nothing else.
Yes, it was
And the suggestion is that we continue, but now it goes into style of the Pirates of Penzance.
Do you see what you've done, Charles?
You've made us fools of us, Charles.
ruined our lives.
Your three sailor friends, you've made fun of us.
You've made fun of us in print.
Oh, for what? For what, Charles? I thought that you had feelings for me.
Are you saying that anything in my book wasn't true?
We're saying that you took our stories. You didn't say, would you mind, or please, or...
It wasn't your truth to tell.
And it was only one truth, just the truth you saw. Wasn't the truth we felt, necessarily.
All right. Then what's your truth? What's the truth that you really felt?
Well, I don't think anyone's ever asked me that.
No, nor me.
When I saw him there, I knew
saw him, that's when I knew I could not be alone. I couldn't let him have power over me, whose end is truly unknown. Will they keep on coming, turning all the same? Again at the core, I don't want to at all. So that's our truth. That's our truth. That's what is deep inside. It's our truth.
It's our truth.
It's our truth.
It's our truth.
It's what we try to hide.
It's what we
try to
I left the gallery that night ashamed of what I'd done. I thought I was being exploited on that yacht, and then I realized I had exploited them. I had only told one side of the story, and I hadn't bothered to listen to theirs.
And a suggestion has come through here, and I think it's going to be useful as a device in this, which is, for some reason, everyone's talking about a pirate duck. I think that imagery has to now come into this scene. A pirate duck apparently called the Quacken.
I took a walk through Central Park, made my way over to the large pond. It was late at night, and the boating had stopped. And I stood there looking at the water, thinking about what I'd done. They say that at the strangest times in life, omens occur. I think it's fair to say that I found one that night on the waters of Central Park's ponds. Oh, God.
What are you doing here, wise guy?
For a moment, I thought the duck was speaking to me. Had I lost my mind? Was I so filled with shame that I couldn't understand the languages in the air?
Oh, look at this
Talk to
guy!
yourself out loud like that, wise guy.
You're in a bit of a flat, eh? What are you, some kind of novelist, huh? A lost novelist walking around at night? How many of those have we seen, huh? So many of those!
What did they put in the champagne? Was I seriously insane? No, they kept talking to me. In fact, that night, they changed my life.
You look lonely. Why are you lonely? Why is a guy lonely in New York? Biggest city in the world. You don't need to be lonely in New York, is it?
There's people everywhere, and they're walking everywhere.
I can't hear him, but I agree with him.
I haven't found the right way to find love.
Oh, it's love you're after.
Isn't it love that we're all after?
You've come to the right place. We're the Ducks of Love. That's right. Ain't nobody falling in love without the Ducks of Love.
We bring the love.
We're here to give you a
quacking.
Quackening. Yeah. Do you want to know about love? Well, you come to the right guys. Do you want to know about love? Well, here's a surprise. The ducks are gonna tell you what you need to know. It's a quackening. Don't you know? That's right. You know we got a lot of words we're gonna sing. These ducks of love are gonna take you under your wing.
had no idea. I thought I found love, and then what I had found actually was a sexual experience.
Who was that? Tell us more. Who'd you think you found
Don't
love
tell
with?
us about the sex. We don't want to know about that. I want to know if you've been looking outside or inside.
Well, what should I do?
Oh, well, you know what they say? When a duck is on a pond, you think they're going pretty slow, but underneath their feet are going whoa, 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 whoa. And it's right because you can't always see what's going on the inside. You know you're feeling like things are going bad, like you're stuck on the shelf. Well, if you're looking for love, you gotta love yourself. Oh, how the hell you gonna love someone else? It's happening. The quackening of love. It's happening. The quackening. For love, you need a doctor, not a dog. Just see what we're saying, Chuck. I know you've been down on your luck, but I think your time is coming soon.
Yeah. It's like when it's raining and you see a duck in a pond. You think he's wet, but he's really dry as a dry room.
Do you see? Have we made any sense? Have we helped at all?
And I looked into the waters, and I knew exactly what it was that I should do.
It's happening.
Quackening.
It's happening.
It's a quackening. It started right here in my heart. I could feel it shaking through my chest. It was a visceral, physical experience. It was like I had encountered something from beyond this world, something of true meaning at last, and it came to me with startling clarity. It's happening! Oh, the quackening! The quackening of love! Yes, it's happening! Oh, the quackening! It's a quackening! A quackening! A quackening of love! I was a changed man. It was as if the veil had been lifted from my eyes. I went back to where it had all started. Babs's apartment, above the gallery, up there on Lexington Avenue in that extraordinary city of New York. And I climbed up the fire escape, and I tapped on her window.
Hello? Oh,
Can I come in?
yes, I don't see why not.
I crawled in through the window.
Careful, it's very small.
It was very small.
It's a tiny, tiny window.
The more I remember it, the smaller that window
Oh,
was.
squeeze. You might have to do one shoulder at a time. It's
In
a
fact,
tiny, tiny
in fact, and now I come to think of it, I'm pretty sure I used the door.
Oh, come in through the door. It's easier.
Thank you. I had to see you.
Wow. You've seen me.
No, I had to see you. Now, this is going to sound strange, but
Yes? No, spit it out. Come on.
I've had a quackening.
What is that?
It's a revelation. It's an almost.
I've never
biblical
heard of it before.
Well, the point is.
Sounds ridiculous.
the
It sounds
point
like a
is-
made-up word.
Well, it possibly is. It doesn't matter. The effect is genuine.
What is the effect of a quackening?
To realize the truth. I met you.
Yes.
I fell in love with you.
Did you?
Yes, and you took me to that boat as a plaything for Gerald. I have to know, did you have any feelings for me at all, or was it always about Gerald? And be honest. Be honest with me in a way that maybe we weren't 10 years ago on the boat.
Oh. Truly honest?
Truly honest.
Well, I suppose at the time, all I ever saw was Gerald, really. He was always in my eyes, no matter who I was looking at. I met people who I thought might be interesting to him, or who I thought he might find amusing, or
I lost myself somewhat, Charles. And I think I could have loved you if I'd known how.
Yes. Sometimes we don't know how.
I've never really known how. It's always been easier to love someone who doesn't love you back. Safer. Less chance of hurt. I suppose I always thought that it was just fun. So much fun.
Fun? Does it seem fun now?
No, Charles. Nothing's been fun since you went away.
I wonder how we should love. It seems so easy. I wonder how we open our hearts. Who shows us the way? Who shows us the way?
I wonder who we should love. Is there a way to choose, or is it chosen? I wonder how we learn to love. How do you break a heart that's always been frozen?
It seems impossible. It seems impossible. But sometimes you have to tell a duck from a dove. It seems impossible. It seems impossible to find the right way to love. It seems impossible. It seems impossible. Sometimes you have to tell a duck from a dove. It seems impossible. It seems impossible. Is there a right way to find love?
It seems to me there's a right way, or many right ways, but just as many wrong ways.
Yes.
I'm sorry if I hurt you. I never intended to, but I never wanted to be pitied, Charles. I think in my own way I was perfectly happy. Is it wrong to get your love from someone else's joy?
No.
Is it wrong to want someone else to be happy so badly that you'd sacrifice your own happiness in order for them to be happy?
No, it isn't.
But it was wrong of me to sacrifice your happiness for that, and I never meant for that to happen. I really, really thought that you and Gerald would... I suppose the reason I thought you and Gerald would work for one another was because I loved Gerald so very much, and I could see that I could love you so very much.
It just seems that everything was better before I got on the boat. It seems that everything was better before I started to love. And now it seems impossible. It seems impossible to tell a duck from a dove. It seems impossible. I know that it's impossible to find the right way to love.
It's not impossible,
Thank you for being
it's
honest.
just...
No, it is impossible.
It's just hard,
It's
Charles.
hard. I'm going. I won't leave through the window, it's far too small.
No, don't.
I'll take the door.
Go through the door.
Thank you. We may never see each other again, so thank you for your honesty.
Why would we never see one another again, Charles?
Why would we see one another again? Goodbye. And I left, broken and desolate, I thought of walking back through Central Park, but the fear of another encounter with those beasts steered me away. The night came heavily upon me. I moved from bar to bar, drinking, telling my story to any barman who would listen.
And the suggestions have come through that Hamilton should now make an entrance.
It was late, and I was downtown when I found Cynthia, washed up in the same bar as me. Both of us down on our luck, destroyed, devastated. I didn't think I could ever find love again. I wondered what her take on all this was.
Well, if I'm honest, I loved him very much, actually. But my father said wasn't from the right, the right side of the tracks. That's what they say. And so I had to say goodbye to him, you see. I had to go. I wasn't allowed to love him. And I suppose that's why I'm on my boat all the time, just sort of sailing about trying to find something. But anyway, why am I telling you all that? You could write this down, are you? You can write this down in one of your books.
No, I'm not going to write it down. I'm done with writing things down. I'm never going to write another novel again. What's the point?
Well, what's the point in anything? Honestly, Charles, if you've got a talent, you should at least use it.
There was a TV up in the corner of the bar. They were showing the Mars landings.
I invested $4 million in that. It's a small fry, really. Considering the cost of the whole damn thing, but I wanted my name on it. You can get your name put at the bottom of the rocket.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes. Strange. Cynthia. Stupid name. Why would my father call me such a stupid name? Why couldn't I just be called Jane or something?
One day, I'm gonna teach linguistics on Mars.
Yeah, okay. Well, one day I'm gonna build boats on Mars.
I mean, at least we're not like these two.
Maybe your boat could have a linguistics school.
Sure, it could be a school on a boat.
Excuse me, we're trying to have a serious conversation.
Oh, sorry, Majesty.
Sorry, Mars isn't serious enough for you.
We're having a serious conversation about science.
The future.
What do you know about science in the future?
Well, I am an astrophysicist.
I am an alien linguisticist.
I find this very hard to believe.
I don't know what's happening, Charles. What's the point of anything?
What is the point of anything? Well, let's ask these two. What is the point of anything?
Well, sure, the point is just to keep on dreaming.
Keep on dreaming, keep on keeping, keep on
Frank
moving.
here has a terrible lisp, and yet he believes he can run a language school. Now that is dreaming. I have a morbid fear of water, and yet I believe I can build a boat. That, my friends, is keeping the dream alive.
Charles.
Yes.
Did you mean all those things you said about me in that book?
God, that book just haunts me. Yes, I meant everything. When I wrote it down, I meant everything.
Well, maybe if you are haunted by it, maybe it's telling you something. You know? Like a ghost looking over your shoulder, telling you something that you don't want to hear, but you can't not hear, because it's clear that the message is coming for you. Do you see?
Haunted, maybe haunted by the past. It's too fast. It's on my back. I look back, there's no track. The train is moving and grooving, and I'm afraid, and alas, alack. When I look at the future, I see just nothing but darkness and no love for me. And I hope that there would be something more to see, but there's nothing left, nothing for me.
When did you become so desolate, my friend? You used to dream so, you used to dream so big, sir. When did you come so desolate, my friend? You used to dream and now I see you there on the floor.
is it all for? I don't know anymore. What is it all for? Oh, what is it all for? I don't know anymore.
Now, you see, I got a terrible list, but it's not gonna stop me from teaching linguistics. I'm gonna get to Mars someday, I'll keep the faith, and in the end, I'm gonna be up in outer space.
I got a fear of water, so I ought to not do anything with boats. But I say, hey, what floats your boat will get you up in the sky. If you're gonna dream, you better dream real high. You gotta keep on dreaming. That's what they say.
What's it all for? I don't know anymore.
You gotta dream on anyway.
What's it all for? What's it all for? I don't know anymore. How come I don't have a dream when these two people are more than they seem? But I've seen everything go up in smoke, and it's like my whole life this far's been a joke. Standing in the fumes, I choke. Maybe there's something, there is some hope. If I can see the fire, the flames rising higher from where the smoke came, then I can inspire. What lies at the root of love? It's not some trapping like a duck or a dove, but there's something deep in the heart. It's true, and it starts with the understanding of you. If I listen to my heart beating, I'll hear more than just a sheep bleating. It's something not fleeting. Maybe it's meeting the truth. The two sides gathering under a roof and looking up through a hole out there to see the stars on Mars. Beware, if I can dream, and then I can dream fair. I can see something up there. There is always hope. There is always hope. Just so long as I dream. Through the city, and the night was so beautiful and pretty, and the lights were blurry. It was such a pity that I couldn't find my way back home. I was lost out there in the dark as I blundered my way round Central Park, and I came to the pond where the quackening happened, and I thought the reckoning was too much. It flattened my soul, my heart, there was nothing left, and I lay on the ground and my heart was bereft, and I thought I'd been through too much, it's true, and I'd seen too much, but I couldn't compute. I lay there with the grouse on my face as dawn came up over the human race, as I thought of my horror and my disgrace, and the novel I left behind in my place. I looked up to see a policeman there. I was wondering if I should beware. Was he going to arrest me? But then he said some words that have stayed in my head.
Hey, what are you doing? You can't just sleep in the park.
I was hallucinating again. A British policeman in a top hat.
Yes. Right, we're in New York.
Then everything shifted. Everything changed. It was like he morphed. For a moment I saw Gerald, and then I saw... Gerald?
Hello.
Gerald, is that you?
It is.
What did you do? How did you find me here?
I could feel your spirit calling. You're lost, aren't you?
I was lost the day I set foot on your boat. I was lost the day I gave myself up to pleasure. I was lost the day I wrote about it from a single point of view. I was lost, and I've been lost for years.
Well, do you want to be found?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Look into the lake.
And I did. It was steely and glassy under the mist of dawn rising over New York City.
Do you see what I see?
I tried.
A part of you that also lives in me. There's a simple human among us.
holds us together.
Yes, I see it's true. I can see myself in you, reflected like the water.
And if you can grow to love it too, then you will love me and I love you, and we will love all together.
Can you turn your back on all those others? Turn your back on all those lovers and see me for who I am.
I can take you here while you are broken. I can lift you up and we will be together. I will take you for who you are.
Today, we can live the right way. 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 Gerald and I, if I'm honest, married on the yacht. It seemed an appropriate thing to do, to turn our back on the past. It was more than going back to the scene of a crime. It was reclaiming something of our own history. And everyone was gathered there. Some of the pirates were there. The ducks were there as well, although I think they may only have been in my imagination. In fact, they have stayed with me since that day. But I digress. I wrote the story of our love and published a new book. It's just called Gerald, and it's done rather well. We celebrate it every year on the yacht, and I'm proud to call him my husband.
And the suggestion from many people in chat is that we move in the general style of Hairspray for our final scene.
So I don't understand. I'm not in this book.
Not in this one, Sylvia, Cynthia. No, this is about Gerald.
But it's not just about me, it's about us.
It's about us, it's about love, it's about finding something true in amongst all the madness.
Blah, 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 blah. Who's for another drink? I say. Although, wouldn't love be wonderful? Cynthia, Sylvia, Cynthia.
Well, Babs, I've never been able to find anyone who could love me.
Well, I love you.
What?
I've always loved you.
No, you don't.
I do. You're my best friend. You're my confidant. You're my right-hand woman. You're my left-hand woman. I mean, you're just always there.
I don't know. I've never looked. I have looked at you that way, but I never thought I could. I didn't think I was allowed to look at you that way.
Well, you can look at me any way you like. I mean, it hasn't gone very well for me and men.
Well, I'd like to take you out for dinner one day.
Well, why don't I take you out for dinner? I'll pay.
No one's ever taken me out for dinner.
Well, we'll have to go somewhere less fancy than you normally go, but...
Can we go to Wendy's? I've never been to Wendy's.
Yes, we can go to Wendy's. You know they have square burgers.
Oh my gosh, it's so common. Thank you, Babs.
Well, friendship's a kind of love, isn't it?
Yes.
And you're my best friend.
You're my best friend.
Well then, that's pretty good going.
Yes. Friends are what you need, really, isn't it? A good friend by your side.
Friendship love is a type of love.
There are all types of love.
7.
Oh, 7.
Well, yes, 7.
The Greeks say 7.
The Greeks say 7.
The Greeks knew a lot, didn't they?
Yes, I mean, do you remember when you called us Greek gods?
Yes.
Greek gods.
I do remember.
But you said it in a mean way.
I did. Oh, there are 7 types of love. Oh, there are 7 types of love. But when you are on the boat and on the seas of love, you're praying every day.
Oh, there are 7 types of love. Oh, there are 7 reasons to give a friend a hug. Oh, but when you're on the seas, there's only one type of love you need.
Sylvia and Babs was a hit, and in fact became a popular movie. And I hope one day you will pick up the novels of Charles Deviere. Although there is one thing that you should be aware of. I said if I've been honest. Perhaps I haven't been honest all this time. You see, I can only write from one point of view, and that's my own. You'll have to write your own story, from your own point of view. You'll have to have your own quackening, and I pray you learn from it. I have seen a psychiatrist about it. But they're still there.
That was your musical you have been watching. First of all, Joshua Jackson, Pippa Evans, Ruth Bratt, Adam Megiddo. You also have got Duncan Walsh Atkins on keys. You have Alex Atty on percussion. Also, you'll know that Andrew Punsey, who was on chat. You can see him around the corner there, probably very briefly if you can wave. Also, we have got in the booth, mixing our sound and making our sound incredible, Oscar. Hello, Oscar. Give a wave to everyone. Hello, Oscar. And we also got Damien Robinson, who was the studio manager. Everything happened there as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we have got 2 more shows that are happening in about a month's time on March the 26th and the 27th. We've got 2 more live streams, March the 26th and the 27th of March. And we've got a special offer we thought we'd do because it'll be really fun. So if you book a ticket for either of those 2 shows in the next 24 hours, then you will go into a prize draw and we'll pick one person for each night, and then we will improvise a song for you on the night when the show actually happens as a massive thank you to you. So that's again on the 26th, 27th of March. If you go to our website, or at the end of this you'll see all the various social media and so on, you can get there, or go to Eventbrite where you bought the tickets for here, you can find out about those shows. But that's how it's all going to work, and if you book tickets in the next 24 hours, then as I said, you'll go to a prize draw, and one person for each night we will improvise a song for you. There you go, that was it. I hope you enjoyed it so much. Now let's take it back one more time for that incredible final chorus.